And you know, humerus is a long bone, so the cassette will be lengthwise, all right? So technically my cassette is sitting in this border right here, all right? All right. This is the edge of my cassette. Okay. We do for humerus, how many we do? We do AP and lateral as well, okay? The AP, we're going to make sure that this, condyles are equidistant, and for the lateral, condyles are superimposed. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place my patient here, all right? First, I'm going to make sure I'm center locked and all, because I'm going back to some lucky work, is that right? Okay, move this person. So I am center locked, and I am gonna be, it doesn't matter if I'm aligned because it depends how high or short my patient is, how tall or not. Okay, but basically that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with a 14 by 17, you see, 17 and 14, and I'm center locked. Okay, so I'm gonna place my patient really in the middle. I'm too close to my to his humerus, so I'm gonna have to come back up some, is that right? I'm supposed to show that joint. And therefore, what do I need to do? I need to realign my bucky. Okay, now I'm aligned again. He's doing a good job. Look at the elbow, it's true AP, is that right? Looks good. So now all I'm going to do is, tilt this one like this, so I can actually reduce my collimation a little bit, okay? And I place my marker right here. And that will be a nice AP humerus all day long. Hey, what you got? Okay, I'm coming, just a second, okay?
So you would have to use a new film for each projection?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's in the bucky. Okay? For the lateral, actually, let's say I'm going back to my original status. And for the lateral, I'm going to ask the patient to turn his arm, until these condyles, it's a very uncomfortable position, some guys are very tough, it's kind of tough to do, okay, but that's the idea. That's my lateral humerus, okay? Bring him a little bit this way. Anyway, but that's the idea. Definitely, if I need to adjust something, maybe I need to kind of, that's the edge of my cassette right here, so I raise it up some, so I realign it again, you do whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Align again, and then if I want to really kind of do that little trick again, I can, just like this, to kind of achieve a bit more collimation, if I have basically a skinny little girl, she can be really, she will have a lot easier time with this, okay, that's the idea, but that's what we're trying to achieve right there, okay. Now sometimes, people will cheat and will do this, and he said, oh no, okay, although it is superimposed. That's 100% superimposed, but don't do it, okay? I would call this one a nice lateral humerus, but anyway, that's the idea for a humerus, okay? What else? Now, the other projections we were talking about earlier is the so-called trauma. You remember the trauma? If we have a fracture here, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do something called an AP. Let's say the patient will come to us like this. Alright, so we're going to do an AP, this way, there you go. And we're going to turn him enough to have a AP elbow kind of thing. And then this I will call it actually AP because the condyles are equidistant, so it is still considered an AP, okay, right there. Now, the only way I can achieve a lateral from this projection is by turning this arm until the condyles are superimposed. For that matter, I'm going to have to turn my patient almost PA, like this. See how I have control over the forearm, over the condyles? I'm going to move him to the middle of the cassette. I'll turn him enough this way or this way until those condyles are truly superimposed, as you can see here. Okay? And, definitely I'll do this business, move him forward a little bit, because I want that line to go through that arm, see? It's perfect. Okay? There you go. Put a marker here. This is a nice lateral humerus all day long. Absolutely all day long. Okay? You see, that's the bottom of my cassette. I have his elbow, I have his shoulder, I have everything. Okay? Good. Now, for whatever reason, let's suppose the fracture is not mid-shaft, but it is in the, what we call this area here? Anatomical neck. Is that right?
Anatomical or surgical?
Surgical. Surgical neck, yeah. So what we do here, we shoot AP as presented, okay? We will not manipulate this arm whatsoever, okay? And so this would be my AP. So however that humerus is sitting, we'll leave it as it is. Now I will see that the injury is right here, okay? So, you know, I definitely cannot move this arm at all. So to be able to evaluate any type of dislocation for this injury, I'm going to have to do something called transthoracic. So I keep him where he is, you know, and I will put the center ray through the fracture, technically, so it's going to be up to here, roughly, you know. Remember, it's equidistant, so if it's entering here, it's going to exit the same level. Then I take the good arm and put it on top, okay? And you go technically through, I mean, you're going by the arm, by the humeral head. The humeral head, you make sure the humeral head is sitting in the middle of that cassette. And I go by that midline of the cassette right here. You see it? Okay? And that's all you do. That's all you do. Okay, I'm a little bit too high. I'm going to come down some. You see, I'm aligned. I'm on everything. There you go. There you go. See, that's all I need, because all I'm looking for is that little bone, that much. I don't have to have basically a complete complete big collimation of 14 by 17. And I place my marker here, and that will be my transthoracic lateral. Transthoracic lateral.
Okay.
Okay? Good. So those are the three situations for a humerus. The rest of it is, what we have, shoulder? Shoulder is simple. I mean, you should be able to do a shoulder. It's 10 by 12 crosswise, you know, and you do one out rotation, one in rotation. Okay? Let me go to this other group.